Welcome to this episode of the Bid-Align Bulletin. My name is Justin Jordan. I'm the Vice Chairman of the PBS Committee. And in this episode, we're going to go over the logic of how PBS processes your bid. The best way to think about it is all the pairings that get built for your base are in a large pairing pool that PBS has to choose from depending on your bid. We've got a fairly simple bid here with a couple mistakes. We'll go over and fix those along the way and explain how each line gets processed by PBS. So the first thing to remember is PBS does not look at your bid as a whole. It's looking at it one line at a time, complying with the instruction on that line before it moves on to the next line, and so on. So in this pairing pool we have, PBS sees your first command of prefer off November 16th through the 18th. So it's taking any trips that touch the 16th through the 18th, taking them out of that pairing pool and putting them off to the side, making the pool it has available to use to complete your schedule smaller. The next line here is avoid pairing if any leg is a red eye. Again, it goes in, looks for anything that's a red eye, pulls that out of the pairing pool and sets it to the side, and making your pairing pool a little smaller. With award commands, we have here award pairing if pairing length equals 4 days. So in this pairing pool that's left, it finds any 4-day trip. They're all equal to you in this example, and it puts it on your schedule. Now, if PBS is able to complete your line and get you in the credit window, it'll stop here and never look at anything below it. Now, this bid, the pilot probably wanted to have a commutable schedule with longer trips, but they put them all on individual lines as if PBS was looking at your bid group in a whole. So what we probably want to do is take this award pairing length equals 4 days, and add to it the check-in and check-out times. So that's easy enough. We just click edit here on the side. Go to award pairing. We want pairing check-in time to be after noon. And then we'll click the little back arrow. And we also on the same line want to say pairing checkout time to be before 7 p.m. assuming that's their last flight home. We can click apply, close this. Now what PBS is going to do is its first line of command to put something on your schedule is award pairing if it's commutable on the front end, commutable on the back end, and a 4-day trip. So it'll grab any of those using the 12 and 7 p.m. as its criteria for commutable pairings, put them on your schedule. Now, if your schedule is complete with all commutable pairings that are 4-day trips, great. It stops there, never looks at anything below it. But in this example, we'll say this is a fairly junior pilot. Maybe they only got one trip that was commutable on both ends. So we need to find some more to put on their schedule. So the next line, it'll go into the pairing pool and grab anything that just is commutable on the front end, no matter whether it's a 4-day trip, a 2-day trip, or a day trip. It'll just see whatever's left that checks in afternoon, place that on your schedule. If you're still not within the window, it'll do the pairing checkout time and any pairing that is 3 days. Now, if by this point, let's say it's only got this pilot up to 60 hours credit, that's not enough to get a full line. So what's going to happen next? Now, we still have this award pairing in soft font at the bottom. What that does is it allows PBS to put any pairing that you didn't specifically ask for on your bed that's still in your pairing pool onto your schedule. So we still don't have any of the things that were set aside. Those aren't part of this. We've used as many of these commands and got you up to 60 hours. So we need to find roughly 15 hours to get you in the credit window. So now, still in this credit window that PBS hasn't chose from is just, a day trip by itself or a 2-day trip, or the things that aren't commutable on one side. Maybe it checks in really early and checks out really late. So all those would be able to be placed on your schedule now. Try to get you that extra 15 hours in this example and complete your schedule. So if it gets to that point, it's put everything available in the pairing pool on your schedule, and it still can't find anything, it'll go into denial mode. We're going to do another video on that in the future, so we're not going to get into much detail here. But essentially what denial mode does is, remember these two things that we had to pull pairings out and set them aside? Well, now those set aside pairings will come into play to try to get you into the credit window. Again, we'll discuss that more later, but just know that PBS does its best to get you a schedule while honoring these whenever it can. And if not, it'll pull those back into play to try to get you that extra 15 hours you need in this case. Look for a denial mode video coming up in the future. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.